Hello and welcome to another edition of Shaping St. Bernard. I'm your host, Karen Boudry. On this edition, we're going to talk tourism, we're going to talk recreation, and all the special events that are held throughout the parish. You're going to learn, hopefully, some ways that you can get involved and take advantage of everything that the parish has to offer. First, we're going to start at Val Reiss, that amazing complex in the parish in Chalmette. We're going to talk to Lonnie Banks, the Director of Recreation. Take a look. All right, I am here at Val Reiss with Lonnie Banks. She's the Director of Recreation for St. Bernard Parish. Welcome and thanks for having us here, actually. Appreciate it.
Me.
This is a beautiful facility.
Yes,
oh my gosh. I've never been up here before and I love the view. You can see everything and it's hard to believe that this was basically a swamp at one time after Katrina.
After Katrina, it was basically just a swamp, like you said. And once everybody returned back from Katrina, we had nothing, right? None of us had anything. And so the whole general idea after Katrina was to basically have all of the Booster Club parks play everything, all of their recreation activities here at Val Reiss.
Until you could, get those little individual parks back up and running again, which I know that was a priority for the McGinnis administration when you came on with him in 2016, correct?
Yes, ma'am. In 2016, I know that was his platform. Guy wanted the Booster Club parks back ASAP, like today. I'm thinking, okay, it's 2016, give me to 2018, we'll have the Booster Clubs back up and running. Wrong. Within 1 year's time, wow. We were basically back up and running with the Booster Clubs. Now, granted, we didn't have the 6 that we lost before Katrina, but we wound up having 4 Booster Club parks. Now, before Katrina, Versailles used to be here. So therefore, they really take advantage of this park.
Yeah. Now, this came about with FEMA dollars, community development block grants, and Mr. Reiss himself.
Absolutely. Mr. Reiss was a well-known man, very, very respected in the community. Great leader, and very generous. He was the guy that donated the 55 acres that this facility is actually sitting on right now as we speak.
We're so lucky to have people like that in the world, and then people like you to take that vision and run with it. We've got 3 phases here. Tell me a little bit about what phase 1 was, what phase 2 was, what phase 3 was, and then we'll get into, okay, what's the future hold for recreation in this facility and really throughout the parish?
Sure. So phase 1 and 2 are basically the same. They both have 4 baseball fields with infield turf on them. And then phase 3 is basically what came a little later. It's the gym. And inside that gym, we've got 6 pickleball courts, which is newly added to the facility, to the phase 3. We also have 3 full basketball courts, and we have 3 volleyball courts. The basketball courts consist of a total of 16 basketball goals, wow. Which is good because anytime we have the Booster Clubs here practicing, because they all only have 1 gym, so we allow them to come in during basketball season and practice. And right. So everybody's able to get their practice time in, providing that we have the 16, basketball goals.
And you have big tournaments and things that go on that bring people here from across the country, basically. I mean, this is a premier spot and yes. destination.
Yes, it is. This is really first class, and it's really state of the art here. We, on any given weekend, starting March 1st through, say, mid-July, we're having baseball tournaments like crazy, like every weekend. We're talking anywhere between 40 to 60 teams a weekend.
Wow.
And so we probably see anywhere around 25 to 3,000 teams a year. We also have gym activities that are going on, like AAU tournaments. We've hosted several bitty ball basketball tournaments. We've had basketball camps.
And you had some Saints you had the Saints camp here recently.
Yes.
Pretty cool stuff.
It is very cool. We actually had our first Saints outdoor football camp here, and that was in June.
So who else has come out here? People like Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah. So, you know, he's a homeboy, right?
Yeah.
Played basketball here at Tillman High School, and he has had his basketball camp here for the last 3 years. So the kids that come out to support that has just been phenomenal. We've also had a couple Pelicans camps held here as well. And so we've had quite a few things come through here.
Now you have a Hall of Fame, and I just happened to notice when I got here this morning that you and Guy McGinnis are in this Hall of Fame. Tell us a little bit about your background. So you guys went to school together.
Yes, so I think my president was a couple of years older than myself, but we both loved the game of basketball. So it was very exciting throughout my high school time to be able to just go out and play the game that I love so much. And so I was certainly honored to be recognized for just being talented in the game of basketball. And just this past year, you know, Guy just got honored into the Hall of Fame. And so now the dream team is back together again.
Cool.
Yeah, so that was very exciting.
So what are your visions? And I know these are also Guy's visions because you guys are in sync with this for recreation in the future in the parish, not only with just this complex, but overall, what do you want to accomplish?
Right, so basically at the end of the day, we want to be able to accomplish just good, positive insight for our kids, right? I think that your communication skills, I'm talking about the kids here, I think your leadership skills, I think your playing as a team, all of that stuff starts here with your recreation. And so for me, if we can have those kids take what we've taught them here to their middle schools and high schools, just help them to just believe in themselves and be very positive, motivated about what's in front of them. As far as the booster clubs are concerned, we just want to continue to grow, especially the Carolyn Park area.
Well, good luck with that, because I know that's a lot of work. But there's one thing that you've been focusing on quite a bit lately, and it's just because of the demand, and it's the new hottest thing, the pickleball. So I want you to tell me a little bit about the pickleball program, and for those who do not know, what the heck is pickleball? I mean, you're not really playing with pickles on this. I mean, where the heck does pickle come into play?
Not exactly. So pickleball really is the hottest and up and coming sport there is out there, and it's all over the country now. And I can tell you that a lot of people think that it's for the older citizen, right? But it's really not. And it's a very exciting sport.
Well, I think that the best way to really figure out what pickleball is to just do it. And so I got a chance to play pickleball and really get a better understanding to help all of us understand what the heck this new phenomenon is. So take a look. So I'm here with Ronnie Evans, who basically started pickleball in St. Bernard Parish. You were playing elsewhere and you brought it here. Tell us about how the parish embraced this.
Well, we met with Lonnie, Recreation Director, and she saw what a great thing it could be right away. And Guy jumped on board, Ronnie Alonso jumped on board, and they realized recreation's also for adults.
Exactly.
So,
and you see that the age group, it's us, right?
Exactly.
It's
Exactly, and it's a beautiful place to play. The best I've seen in the state of Louisiana.
Really, yeah.
Really, and actually Florida, Gulf Coast, other places I've been.
So, in a nutshell, what is pickleball for people who have no clue?
What we're hitting is a wiffle ball and a paddle. Started with wood, now it's more complicated. But it's a game of anyone, of any age, of any gender, of any athletic ability, whether they play sports or not, can come out and within 5 or 10 minutes few small pointers be playing and having fun with other people. It's just like playing ping pong on a table, on a big table. So that's the way I like to describe it.
Let's give it a go.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, that's okay. There you go. Way to get Cliff. There you go.
Okay.
Good.
Oh,
All right.
I can't get backhand.
Good. Come on up. Good. Go get it. Good. 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 Hit it. Good. Hit it. Stay with it. Good. Good.
Yes! Woo! Not that I contributed to that,
The cheering was awesome. Couldn't have done it without it.
I think I'm kind of getting the hang of this. I'll do better next time, honestly. But if you'd like to try this out, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, 10 to 1 at Val Reiss. A lot of fun. Whew, and I'm out of breath, kinda. It's a good workout, too. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out why it's called pickleball, but it's fun. We are joined now by Katie Tomasio, who I'm going to have to get out on the pickleball court with me one day, who's our Executive Director of Tourism and Film in the Parish. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let me just ask you an overall question. We were talking about the kids' sports and things going on at Val Reiss, and obviously the pickleball is going on at Val Reiss. But when you bring in these big tournaments, these people are staying at the hotels, they're eating in restaurants, so this is really good for the economy and tourism overall when we have these things going on at Val Reiss.
Definitely, travel sports enhances our local economy. It supports our businesses, our restaurants, shopping, people getting gas, people buying food at the concession stands. Travel ball has definitely grown from baseball. We have travel volleyball, travel basketball.
Basketball now, right.
And even powerlifting. We hosted a state tournament at Val Reiss not too long ago with a powerlifting tournament.
So St. Bernard's really getting put on the map with this
Yes.
travel stuff, right?
Yes, I think the facilities we have are first-class facilities. Val Reiss Sports Complex, we have overflow, we have support from the school board that we use the baseball field, and other facilities that the school board owns. So altogether, I think our facilities are world-class facilities.
Makes a difference, doesn't
Yes.
it? Yeah. Let me ask you overall, how have we been since COVID has, pretty much we say ended, but basically the lockdown and the economy getting back going? Have we recaptured our tourism and our film dollars yet?
Yes, definitely the tourism dollars, what tourism generates in local taxes to St. Bernard Parish in 2021 was up to 3.9 compared to 2020, which was roughly around 2.3 million. So we did see a big difference in the sales taxes. We've also seen a difference in the hotel motel tax as well. Our hotel motel tax increased up to 73% in 2021 compared to 2020. During the pandemic, jobs were roughly around 600 employees that were employed in the hospitality industry, and now it's up to over 1,000 people
that's great.
that are employed in the hospitality industry here in St. Bernard Parish.
So when you focus on your campaigns to reach people, I know you work really closely with Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser and with state tourism. But when you do your own and you're out there, where do our visitors come from? Where are we looking for these folks?
So our visitors come from Texas. We have a big drive from Georgia, even from Colorado, and I'm told even from California. So when we do our campaigns, we look at basically visit stbernard.com, Google Analytics to see where are people coming from, what state, what city. We've even had other countries like England with the Battle of New Orleans and Canada, because we have some Canadians that come down and participate as reenactors during the Battle of New Orleans.
Cool. So what are some of the events that are the biggest draws? Obviously, you just mentioned the Battle of New Orleans, because that's big. That brings people from the region and, like you said, all over. But what are some of the other things that you're able to get people here?
The Louisiana Crawfish Festival is a huge festival. So is the Los Isleños Fiesta. The Los Isleños Fiesta is very cultural. I'm super excited because the Canary Islanders will be coming in 2023. They couldn't during the pandemic, but just having the Canary Islanders come in, it's a great cultural experience and an educational experience, because when they come in, they go to all the schools, they do dances, they communicate with the children, so it's very educational besides a great time going to the fiesta.
You know, I was at the Parish Marina the other day and I saw all the boats. So they must be really targeting, you know, getting those folks in New Orleans that might normally be taking a swamp tour somewhere else and bringing them over here. So how are you involved in that's kind of like a new industry for us?
Ecotourism and outdoor recreation during the pandemic, that's really grown with the pandemic, being outside, going fishing, going kayaking. We have so many people that come down and go kayaking. They're very interested in Proctor's Landing. A lot of kayakers like to go around Proctor's Landing and take pictures. So that aspect of tourism is definitely increased.
Gotcha. And let's switch to film really quick. So, you know, I know that we just finished not too long ago with that huge Interview with a Vampire series being filmed, and they built that amazing set on Judge Perez at the Imagination Center, and then it went down. It was kind of sad to see it go down, right?
So that was considered the red light district. A lot of people thought it was the French Quarter, and it was not. Right? It was Storyville. Yeah. So that was for the Interview with the Vampire. We also have Anne Rice's The Mayfair Witches that's filming right now, and their estimated spend in St. Bernard is approximately $30 million. Their estimated spend
through the duration of the shoot.
Yes,
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's incredible.
And last year
that could be just a few months, right?
Yes.
Like, wow.
Well, the Film Incentive Board, we just approved a rebate of $150,000 based on a $4.6 million spend from CBS Your Honor. And what's great about that is you get to see the audit, you get to see the actual spend, and you're like, wow, they're going to these restaurants, they're going to these businesses, and they're spending money. And that's based off of them hiring local people from St. Bernard that are residents of St. Bernard, supporting businesses, and they have to set up and have an office stationed here in St. Bernard Parish.
Seems like St. Bernard is really getting on the map with the film industry.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? I mean, is it because we just have, you know, so much to offer, as well as making it easy for them to do what they want to do?
I think our local incentive program, the 3.5 rebate on the total spend, plus what the state of Louisiana offers, really attracts those productions here to St. Bernard Parish, and having the ranch studios.
Yeah, that's huge.
They say, and I'm told by all the productions we're film friendly. Here, from parish government to the school board to people filming at the hospital, Nunez Community College, at Dockville Farm, at the Isleños, down at Creedmoor. I mean, so many attractions, I feel like tourist attractions, are also showcased in these productions in the filming.
Yeah, and again, it's putting St. Bernard on the map. It's branding. So for those who say, why do we care? Well, you know, it's good for all of us, because we're you know, helping the economy.
Yes, it definitely generates revenue here for our local businesses.
Now, speaking of generating revenue, one of the biggest events that is held every year here, and it's a big draw, is the Battle of New Orleans, the recreation and all the events surrounding that. So how do you anticipate 2023 looking for the battle?
I anticipate that to be much bigger, hopefully as big as it was for the bicentennial in 2015. We have so many great events planned out, from the Nunez Community College lecture series to what the National Park Service is doing, to what the Friends of the Battle of New Orleans are doing with the battle reenactments, just with the educational field trips, you know, both sites, the Chalmette Battlefield and the site back by the Woodlands. It's admission free. You can go see living history and really capture what happened during the Battle of New Orleans. And we have the Jackson Day race. Oh, yeah. And we host a ball for the reenactors. So there's a lot that goes on during that commemoration week for the Battle of New Orleans.
What would you like to see St. Bernard do in the coming years to attract more more tourists? It sounds like we're doing a fabulous job, but obviously we can always bring in more people, right?
Bring in more people. We do have the American Queen that comes down, so that's great having, you know, people that are on the American Queen. She's docking in the city of New Orleans. We actually have a tour coming down here to St. Bernard Parish to see, you know, the levee system, the Great Wall, to tour Los Isleños. So I would like to see more tours happen, and especially when people come down to the city or conventions and going fishing with a charter boat captain. I'd like to see that definitely increase. And when they go fishing, taking that fish and going to a local restaurant and having that restaurant cook that fish.
Oh, awesome. Well, as we wrap up here, Katie, is there anything you'd like to add that maybe I didn't ask you about that you want to let the folks know about?
We truly enjoy having our visitors come. You know, the citizens of St. Bernard Parish are very welcoming to our visitors, to the film industry. So I'd like to thank, you know, the residents of St. Bernard Parish for being a team player, you know, especially with the film industry, because I know at times with road closures and things of that nature, it could be upsetting, but it truly has impacted our local businesses. It truly has impacted our school system and definitely the tax revenue for St. Bernard Parish.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time,
Thank
Katie.
you.
Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. Appreciate it. All right, we'll be right back.
Just minutes from the Crescent City, St. Bernard is New Orleans' most historic neighbor. Savor our southern flair for cooking, from the freshest catch of the day to Louisiana's spicy Creole favorites. Experience our abundant fishing with some of the nation's most generous catch limits. In St. Bernard, you can stroll the fields of the Battle of New Orleans and relive the historic conflict. And there's always a party where festivals celebrate our unique spirit and culture. Discover St. Bernard and let history be your guide.
All right, we are back and we are joined by Maureen Liuzza. She is the Special Events Director for St. Bernard Parish, and that encompasses quite a few facilities.
It does. We have 4 event facilities in our portfolio. I'll start with the Araby location, which is the ACOG Barn. It is an open air facility. It's about 5,000 square feet and can hold comfortably about 300 guests. Most St. Bernard residents, of course, know the Frederick Secure Center. It's 54,000 square feet.
Jeez.
Yeah, we can hold up to about 2,400 guests. We add drapes and uplighting. We have an incredible tech and sound guy that's one of our contract workers named Darren Taylor with TPS Services. He does an amazing job. Now, adjacent to that is the ballroom. It's about 11,000 square feet. It can be subdivided into 3 separate event rental facilities. Now, moving down to our Chalmette location, I handle the inside of the Val Reiss Sports Complex. So it's the Sports Hall of Fame. It's 22,000 square feet. And depending on the setup, if we're using tables and chairs, which most of our events are there, we can sit up to about 800 guests. Now, if we go to the eastern part of St. Bernard Parish, which is one of my favorite historical event facilities on Bayou Road, is the St. Bernard Historic Courthouse. It's absolutely incredible. It's the smallest of our facilities. It can hold about 250 guests comfortably.
But that's intimate and nice for like weddings. Is that the main thing you see there?
Yes, baby showers, wedding showers, and weddings, of course.
So what's been going on since we've really started to get out of COVID? Are we finding that people are using the events, these places more and more, right?
Absolutely. At the end of this year, we will have met our goal. I was hoping for 100 events, so by the end of December, I'll be at 102. That's an incredible amount of events with 3 full-time staff members. I do have a great bit of help from the recreation department to help set up and tear down. I do some community events as well. I'm not just the special events manager for those 4 event facilities that are in our portfolio. There are community events that we try to bring some cultural experience while bringing the community together. Things like Christmas at the Complex, the Veterans Day Parade, which is, I know, President McGinnis's favorite event. It's also mine, where we are honoring our veterans with a parade, a recognition celebration, and a luncheon. The First Lady's Easter egg hunt. Lori McGinnis does an amazing job. Faces on the kids when they see the Easter Bunny, or the riding on the train, or getting that golden egg at the end to get a special basket. We do a very important event where we bring cuisine, culture, and history to Baton Rouge with the legislators. And so the logistics to put that together is enormous with Katie Tomasio and Mike Baham, Louis Pomez, Craig Smith, their incredible crew. It takes a lot of people to put events together, and I'm just one little small part, but I love what I do. It's in my bones. My dad was in the industry for 60 years, and so I am blessed and honored to work with the most incredibly talented people in St. Bernard Parish.
Thanks, Maureen. Appreciate it so much. And that's it for this edition of Shaping St. Bernard. We hope you enjoyed the show. We will see you next time. Bye for now.